Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be reviewing 3 offerings from Hammond's. These are chocolate bars that I found at Target for $1.66 each. Normally my suspicions would be aroused at that price and I would pass over anything of this size at that price point. However, I was intrigued and I checked the ingredients. Everything looks to be in order. I'm not noting anything uncouth. And in fact, from a packaging perspective, just having a look at these lists, I would think, sight unseen, that I would be in for a treat. So, I couldn't resist. First, some packaging notes, as per usual. I like the understated colors here, the dull color mixed with the this is kind of a dark gray and then chocolatey brown. I think that they're suitable. Not stellar. This one is the most clever by far, with a bacony pig color for their pigs and taters offering, but we'll get to that one last. First, I'm going to begin with the hot fudge filled with a dark chocolate ganache. We're just going to have little samplings of each of these. Pure, simple goodness, it says. And this is a weighty bar for $1.66. I don't even think it was on promotion. It's just got milk chocolate with, the list of normal milk chocolate ingredients, dark chocolate, and evaporated milk. A couple other little things in there. Butter oil. Oof, looking good, looking good. Alright, let me make sure that my palate is nice and clear. I'm definitely a chocoholic. So, and this holiday season so far, I've had my fill of chocolate on a number of occasions, but there's always room for more. Alright, so this chocolate bar, packaged nicely in gold foil. We're going to have a look at it first. The aromas are already wafting up into my nostrils. Alright, so the Hammond's line has chosen this fine-looking motif. I matched the chocolate today with my hair and shirt. This is a chocolate day, chocolate night. Fine looking. Good, clean, effective, nice. Hopefully they're filled with a nice ooey gooey dark chocolate interior. I guess I haven't reviewed too many chocolates on the channel. Alright, classic confections. We're going to enjoy this together here. First of all, the aromas. Swirling, medium depth to the nasal note. With a strong insufflation, I'm getting more of an oil than a butter vibe. Some syrupiness. The chocolate seems on the fattier side, with cocoa butter and rich tones, other than kind of the more stabbing chocolate that you can get from a yeah, this is mostly cocoa butter and cocoa mass. There can sometimes be in certain chocolates a more of a forceful sensation in the aromas, but this one is more. This is definitely very smooth, buttery, and rich feel. Or it's evocative in that way, I guess. Alright, so let's go ahead and choose our piece. And it does have a beautiful, rich, and well-developed creamy center. Much darker. Yeah, yeah. Mmm. Yeah. Very rich, not overly sweet. Chocolate has to have that middle ground between cloying sweetness and a depth and richness to the taste. I think that they hit the mark here with a great combination of milk chocolatiness and a richer flavor of the dark chocolate. I can just eat straight dark chocolate and love it up to the highest echelon of percentages. And a lot of times, here's an admission. I'll chuck all over my face, won't I? If a brand that I like has both a sweet milk chocolate like sea salt flavor and a dark chocolate, I'll usually just buy one of each and I'll combine them. I usually refrigerate chocolate because I like the sensation of beginning the experience with a cool taste, or maybe I'll leave it out in the fridge for 10 minutes or so before I eat chocolate, but usually I'll keep it chilled. I'll just get one of each, and I'll usually eat both. I'll eat a dark chocolate and a white chocolate, or a milk chocolate, excuse me, at the same time. And in brands where there isn't quite a harmonious balance in one or the other, combining them usually works magic. But what's not magical about chocolate? Alright, so we're finishing up here with that tasty morsel. And I can feel a very steady, low note of the dark chocolate that's lingering. It does have a palate coating sort of a characteristic. It's good quality. There's nothing at all that I can really complain about. It ended on a very settled, satisfying note. If I was craving chocolate, one rectangle of that would do it for me. But often in reality, that's not what happens. All right, we're going to move forward a little bit into the cookie dough offering with a creamy cookie dough filling. This is the most intriguing part, creamy, because they nailed creaminess here with this dark chocolate ganache. All right, ingredients-wise, we've got white chocolate listed as the cookie dough filling's main ingredients. Ooh, and some shortbread cookie in here with malted barley flour. I may have just salivated a little bit all over the back of this package. Oh yeah, well I can't wait any longer. Whew, cookie dough. Well, they've mastered that combination of flavors in the previous offering. Let's see how they do with this one. I'm sure that they're keeping with their stylistic choice of the row of H's, and they have a little manufacturing snafu here. Most of these H's have some of that cream filling creeping through the cracks. And on the back here you can also see. I didn't note it on the other one, but the ganache filling, I'm not sure if there was I wouldn't really consider this a negative mark or anything, but the manufacturing process has left a little blurb of ganache there just for us to appreciate as we traverse this chocolate jungle. All right, here we go. So it's got an off-white tannish color, little green around the gills, actually. It would almost appear to me that this was like a marshmallow. Might be a little hard to make out the particular fondant qualities of this on the camera. But it's got a seriously pillowy look. And it's hitting with that white chocolate. Normally I wouldn't say my nose is not well versed in white chocolate or the tradition or history of what a good white chocolate would be like. I mean, you know, for me, chocolate is chocolate. You gotta have the cacao. White chocolate's just a celebrated way to say you're eating straight sugar. With a little cocoa butter, I guess. Let's just investigate this. Yeah, sugar and cocoa butter and milk powder, of course. Or dry whole milk. Dry milk. Alright. Well, it's all in the tasting. Let's go for it. The walls of the outer chocolate didn't collapse nearly as fast as they did with the Ganache version. The first one almost crumbled in my mouth and went in all directions at once and exploded it into the flavor, the combined flavor, which was great. This one's yielding its charms a little more slowly. It's livening up that basic chocolate taste with a little bit of sugary sweetness. It just made it a little smoother. Like, you know, going down a water slide. I would say that in my limited experience, this white chocolate / chocolate combination is probably the best I've ever had, because you feel like you're at sea adrift on the chocolatey taste, but the ocean is very smooth. There's not in comparing it with the Ganache one, it was more of a rocky taste. The raft was jostling me. This one is very, very calm. I'll eat this one a little faster to really get the feel for it. Yeah, sometimes sweetness will come into the picture when I'm reviewing candy, because that's when I'm really focusing on the candy. And the sweetness cuts through like a knife, and it's bad. And this one has got that sugary sweetness, but it is so smooth. Right through the middle of the picture. And chocolate just all around the fringes. Just a sweet, good, milky chocolate for those moments when you want something that's nice and sweet. Good. Wow. For $1.66, both of those bars are incredible. Really, I mean, if I was going to buy a very low quality, chalky, nasty, palate destroying Hershey bar, it would probably cost more for the weight than this Hammond's chocolate would. Full disclosure, I wasn't really even craving chocolate. Sometimes I'm craving chocolate. Usually in those instances, all the chocolate that's around disappears within an hour. But that's not really where this review is sourced. I mean, I was kind of in the mood for some sweets, but you know, there's a difference. There's definitely a delineation there. I'm getting my palate really clear for this Pigs and Taters one. Alright, here we go. Milk chocolate with crispy bacon flavored bits and potato chips. Now, I don't know if I've ever had potato chip chocolate before. I know it's a thing, and I know this holiday season they're actually marketing Wavy Lay's potato crisps with chocolate around the outside. Just these little bitty bags for probably the chocolate quality. I would say, you know, I would bank on it not being as good as this Hammond's quality, which which I'm already won over. This is already a glowing review. But, you know, we'll see what's going on here. First, let's read the packaging a little bit together. Salted potato chips. Alright, everything's in order as you would think here. Artificial bacon bits. Yeah, they're just the way that they're. Yeah, there's no surprises here. This is why I bought the product. This is why I'm able to confidently express to you that I think it's good stuff. Because there's hardly any ingredients listed here at all. Everything's transparent and everything's legit. Now, let's see. Alright. Let me get this. I feel like I'm trying to get the chocolate taste out of my mouth so I can really appreciate this chocolate bar. But that's testament to the richness here. This has got some intensity. I've not ever had Hammond's chocolate before, not that I know of. And it's not available at any retailer that I could point to except for Target. Alright, here we go. Good old Hammond's bars. It's hitting me with that bacon bits aroma already. Kind of strong. I mean, just opening the package makes me feel as if I was opening a package of bacon bits. On the back here, we've got a lot of crumbly texture here. So there's tons of stuff packed in. This is not a stray chip and a stray bacon bit. This looks like the real deal, packed in there. Well, so I'm confident that with one square here, we're going to be able to enjoy both bacon bit tastes and potato chip tastes. Yeah, I can even see more of those peeking out there. I was at a festival at a party once, and people bring stuff, of course, to share with all their friends and campmates, and someone had made, they dyed white chocolate pink, and they had a little mold of a pig, and they did bacon white chocolate that way, and they had molded it and made it themselves. It was cunning, and they had got a lot of made a lot of people happy that evening. All right, let's go for it. Well, this is the outlier. I like this crispiness. In some cases, I'm really, really crunching through big hunks of these things. Alright. Alright, here, in this case, the smoothness of that chocolate is just creating a bedding, and the other flavors at play are the ones that are making up the bulk of this conversation. Finishing out now, I've got a lingering saltiness. There wasn't really, I mean, of course my palate was already coated with chocolate, but the star players here were definitely was the interplay of the fake bacon bits and the potato chips. I'm just going to chew this one up faster. Alright. It's unique. I'm a fan of bacon bits and potato chips. And here, the brasher characteristics of those tastes and aromas are really being leveled with that, once again, that smooth chocolate taste. Alright, now I've got a bunch of bacon bits and potato crisps all sort of into one little mashed up ball. Well, I must say, it makes for a unique and novel snack, and I'm enjoying it. And coming away from it, the aroma was a lot more powerful than what actually has enveloped my senses as I'm tasting this treat. I come away with almost a totally neutral palate, which is phenomenal to me. Even with the other two chocolates, I had that palate cleansing, or sorry, that intense, lingering, chocolatey taste on the palate. Here, it's cut 85% by the other tastes, which evaporated. There's really no lingering taste of any kind. My palate just has that glowing warmth. It's like I'm sitting sated after a meal, lounging, doing something very relaxing in a passive way, watching a favorite film or something. It's a very intense, lingering peacefulness. It's giving me the sentiment that I would have if I was dozing or near unconsciousness after a really satisfying meal and a glass of wine. But at the same time, very, very neutral, almost like my thoughts have been dashed. My mind is at ease. There's a sense of wholeness and completeness with the universe about me. Everything has come to a very intense moment of stillness. And there's a little pork flavor in there at the same time. Alright, so this is some good stuff. I highly recommend it. They had one other one, which was Grasshopper, and now I'm kind of regretting not getting it because I didn't really expect to be doing a review of this. I just thought I would grab, a bunch of cheap chocolate. It looked pretty good. But they had a Grasshopper one too, and I may have been won over. I'm usually not a fan of Grasshopper. That is mint and chocolate combination. But now I can say Hammond's is a quality company, and they're churning out good stuff. And if I find myself around some Hammond's Grasshopper chocolates, I would partake, and I'm sure that I would like it. So thanks for tuning in today, and high marks across the board for these Hammond's chocolates, and thanks a lot.